Disney is facing all sorts of backlash to its delayed reaction to Florida's controversial Don't Say Gay law. Employees yesterday staged a walkout. They're upset the company did not speak out sooner against the law. They think the company is not doing enough to support the LGBTQIA+ community. Some Disney stars are also speaking out. Kerry Washington posted this saying, quote, "I don't condone the actions or inactions of Disney at this moment." Gabrielle Union told Variety, "If you truly are taking stands against hate and oppression, you should not fund hate and oppression." In response, Disney announced it's freezing political donations in Florida. They're also reportedly adding a gay kiss back into its new Toy Story spin-off movie. But some folks are not happy about this new woke Disney. One person tweeted, "This is one Disney story that my child will never see." DBL Nation, we always want to hear from you. We want to know what you think. Is Disney quote unquote going to woke? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Jeff, what do you think?
I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm a little confused about what we're talking about. I know we talked about it in the past, but this Don't Say Gay bill, it's not called Don't Say Gay, right? It's not. So what are we arguing about, and why is Disney at fault here?
I think
maybe we should explain that before we start judging everything. I think
the most simplest way to explain it, I have a few friends that are Disney employees, one of them being in Florida, and their fear is if they're in a same-sex relationship and they have children, right, and many of them do, or maybe their aunt or maybe their sister, they don't feel that their child can openly be proud of their family and their school. And let's be honest, our children are in school from like K through 12 most of their lives. So every time they go in there, they can't brag about mom and mom or my sister and her girlfriend. You're not even allowed to speak that. So I think
or even ask a teacher a question.
Yes.
Which is crazy, right? We've discussed that. Why is Disney under the gun here? Are they funding?
They have hundreds of thousands of employees. No, but they have hundreds of thousands of employees that perhaps feel not seen and heard.
And they are funding groups who are supporting this legislation, that there's money behind it.
That's where it gets murky, though, because when I dug deep, it looks like that they have funded not specifically this legislation.
Right. I'm not saying the legislation. I'm saying groups who are supporting the legislation.
Correct.
Yes. And I do agree we should all be very careful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you talk about the LGBTQIA community, you have to, first of all, an interesting point was made earlier about the idea of all of the employees that you were referring to at Disney, what that has to feel like for the erasure of their families, but also the idea that a company that they work for is somehow a part of putting money behind backing that could support the erasure of their families, and how oppressive that is and how sickening of a feeling that is to know that a company that you work for every day isn't supporting you by taking the money away. So the idea that the money is being frozen right now really goes to show you, if not anything else, but how powerful the dollars and cents are when it comes to the LGBTQIA+ community, and how Disney doesn't want to lose that.
Well said. What do you think about the same-sex kiss that some people are up in arms about?
I mean, again, it's some people, and I would be interested to see what the demographic of those people are, because when I look at the younger generation of kids growing up, and I have it right in front of my face with my kids, you know, 14, 15 years old. I taught that grade, that age kids maybe 15 years ago. So I've seen it happen in real time, the progression of young kids and how much what we're talking about is not an issue in their world. They might not be able to ask their teacher about gay issues, but you know who they can ask? TikTok. They can ask their phone.
But how isolating is that,
It's not. No, I don't think it is. And you know what's interesting is the communities that are created with these kids, it's different for us. They have communities and they feel a part of something, and they have a safe place to go to ask people, what does this mean? I feel like this. What is there? And then you look, and there's 100,000 people with the exact same situation that you're in, and you don't feel as isolated if you don't happen to live in downtown Manhattan, if you live somewhere isolated where you don't see people that look like you around there.
Just to put it quick, but I agree with everything Erica says. I agree with what you're saying. My point of view is very, again, confused that if Disney is putting that back in the movie, but yet they're funding an anti-gay law somehow. I don't understand how this is working and why people are mad at Disney. I agree with Disney that they need to put this and represent the community around them and the world around them. I agree with that. But wouldn't they be wouldn't their funders be mad if they were putting this back into the movie?
Cake and eating it too.
I'm very confused, and I think
I would guess, and
I know we got to go.
Final vote. 58% of you think they're too woke. That's very interesting.